crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of their women.
The penetrator. Come on, look, because I always went the farthest into the target, goddammit. Libya, Tunisia, Lebanon. It was me, pal. I was always first in, last out.
This thing doesn't want to show itself. It wants to hide inside an imitation. It'll fight if it has to. But it's vulnerable out in the open.
Its blood was on the leaves.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
Wrench in Valhalla mark the infinitely tired Dave G. Sound. It's time to wake the neighbor's voice with Southern Viking, the mad doctor of Valhalla, Dagger Outlaw, Mephisto's movie reviews, Brandon the anime guy, holy shit, Jay Roberts, Startup Hoopex Cuba, Project Cambridge, Chris Persia, the wrench of wrenches, my favorite polar bear on YouTube, Startup Hoopex Cuba, Gary Banja Sandwich Worthington, Henry Gambles and Massage Maloney, Jester of Sin, Vinny, Greetings program from Daryl the Derelict, Company, Psychodorp 9 and Shockwave. Greetings, one and all, and welcome to Zero Hour here on Mornings of Mischief. I'm your host, Stone Loki, and with me today, of course, is the one and only, the alien of aliens, the guy who's like in the morning, Zeropium. What's up, brother? How you doing?
Son of a bitch. I've lost
What did I do?
I don't know. I'm working out. I'm still
You can't do it
working
on video.
I know it's weird. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, enough of that bull jive. Good morning to my brother Loki. Good morning, chat. I'm still fighting with my hair this morning. But anyway, it's time for another glorious Monday morning. So thank you all for being here. It is lovely to see you all again. Woo! Kicking it.
That's right. Marty drops a $10 super chat. First thing right off in the morning says, Sweet Baby Inc. Detected Steam page has over 120K followers. However, according to one of the employees, we're nothing but cultists to get everything wrong. Oh no. Oh no, I am one of those 120,000 followers as well.
Well, I'm a guy, so typically I'm just wrong all the time anyway. I'm sorry. I've been told that's how
We're
I
men.
feel. Yeah. We do man things. So apologies. It happens.
Thank you, Machini, for that $10 super chat, brother. You guys keep the fires burning bright here in Valhalla. And we're gonna be swapping up the skulls really soon. So we're gonna bring some new stuff. However, I'm gonna throw this out because I got to discuss something first thing this morning. We got to get this out there, and I want to share this with you. So we're gonna throw you a long live the fighter's skull.
Long live the fighters!
All right, let me share my screen real quick. Okay, so my friends, this is Speaker for the Dead.
Mhm.
You've been watching my channel since the very beginning. You will know that Brian is a really good friend of mine. I absolutely love his takes. I love his opinions. I've shouted him out. We started at the same time. You can see he's got 227 subscribers. The video he put out yesterday, which I was absolutely blown away. I was like, holy crap, Speaker came out with a video. He doesn't do that much anymore because he runs his own business now. He barely has time for a lot of stuff. He even says that in the video. I usually don't have time for this anymore, but I just felt I had to speak my mind. Why am I sharing this with you? Because he had the exact opposite take that I did with Dune. And you know what? That's okay.
That's okay.
I thought the movie was great. I loved it. Speaker did not. Speaker found a lot of flaws with what was going on. Shellback's great video. Absolutely. This is a great video. Why did I put this out on my Twitter page if I loved the movie and he didn't? Because it's okay to have a different opinion. It's okay to go, you know what, Loki, I disagree with you. I did not like this. Or, you know what, you didn't like this and I liked it. There's a point here. Speaker talks about, man, I wish I wouldn't listen to Nerdrotic and I wish I wouldn't listen to this person, that person, because I absolutely did not like the movie. There have been times where I have listened to people and then I've loved the movie later and I wish I'd have gone and seen it in theaters. I loved seeing this in IMAX. I thought it was great. Some people are like, the IMAX sucked. They didn't like it for various reasons. I thought it was a great ride. I blinked and it was over. I enjoyed it. He didn't. And you know what? That's cool. I totally respect what he said and why he said it. Okay? Check out his channel. This is a wonderful take. He's always had wonderful takes. But how can you say that, Loki, if you liked it? If you liked it, if you enjoyed it, if you gave it a 9, how can you say he had a great take? Because that's how he felt about it. I don't have to be, oh my God, I'm always right about everything. You can completely disagree with me, and that's okay. That's okay. And Mark knows we're talking about book lovers here. Jesus. I've read them. I've read the House Harkonnen. I've read the House Atreides books. I've read. I've read the original 6 books. Some people believe those are the only books. Everything else after that is fan fiction. That's fine.
Well, I mean, like, you know, you can have, like you said, it's totally okay to have a difference of opinion. I'm sure you and I would agree on lots of things and disagree on lots of things. Same with anybody else you come in contact with. But I mean, there's a joy in having a difference of opinion because it opens a dialogue. If you're differing opinions, can spark an interest. If the points are valid, you know, that's the whole premise of a good discussion right there, in my opinion.
That's right. Chris just put up Speaker's channel. I'm going to throw in the link for this video. It's also on my Twitter. If you didn't see it yesterday, it's still there, obviously. Mark said, let us not discuss the abomination that is Kevin J. Anderson. Kevin J. Anderson was the main consultant for these movies. So I'm sure some people are going to have a problem with that. And there are people that are going to be not like it. I agree with Ghost Rider. I've never read the books, but I wasn't massive impressed by the movie.
Hey, that goes back a long way.
I'm one of those weird people that read the books and I enjoyed the film for what it was, because I went into it knowing it wasn't going to be a pure adaptation of the novels. I knew that going in because of part 1. I was prepared for that.
Yeah.
So, guys, check out Brian's channel. I absolutely love this guy's takes. He's been around, like I said, since I have. His channel never really took off. I wish it would. I posted that out there because I absolutely 100% respect his take and why he put it out there and what he had to say about it. He's a great guy, so check him out. If you can subscribe to him, check out some of his videos. It's a lot of old stuff. He doesn't post a lot of stuff, new stuff now, but he's a great guy and absolutely deserves it.
Awesome. You know, Shockwave brought up an interesting point too before we move on. He says, if several people all have, I thank you for putting that up there. It's like, he's reading my mind. If several people all have identical opinions about everything, that's a cult. Yeah, sometimes it is. But I mean, you know, when you boil down to it, life would be, again, within reason, life would be pretty boring if everybody just agreed on everything.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the best relationships have people that are completely different involved, because that gives you a little bit of a spark, you know, and you can have conversations about a whole whack load of shit out there. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad there are people out there that have differences of opinions, again, within reason. Because then
here's my opinion.
You got extremists out there that just, they're kind of nuts.
That's my opinion. Fuck calm, die in battle, and go to Valhalla. Loki, when can we get our die in battle and go to Valhalla shirts? I'm working on it.
All right.
So I just can't add the top part to it. They don't like that.
They may not like that. Yeah. But hey, that's all right.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's get to Final Fantasy. You know what? If there's one thing I hate, it's liars. Liars who have to lie to try and put their point. We shared a little bit of this Friday.
Wow.
This is fake. This is a lie to turn you off from playing what is an absolutely epic, wonderful game. Why would they do that, Loki? Well, the simple truth of the matter is they covered up a 15-year-old girl's chest. What do you mean they covered up a 15-year-old girl's chest? I'm going to show you. Give me just a minute. Let me get it pulled up.
I think it's funny that a lot of 15-year-olds would wear less than the picture on the left when they go to the beach.
So I've got to move all this.
Just saying. I don't want Chris Hansen knocking at my door, but I'm just saying, if the real world is horrible, then my God, why do you got to draw the fake shit into it?
You want to know what grinds my gears? It's lying ass pieces of shit. Okay. So as you can see, I'm gonna make this bigger because as you can see, this is from Bounding into Comics. They've got the picture, and you can find the picture anywhere. It's just the easiest place I could find it. This is Tippa in Final Fantasy VII Remake. And as you can see, she does not have a little undershirt on here.
Mm-hmm.
This is her after a patch that brings the game in line with Final Fantasy Rebirth.
All right.
She is 15 years old in this picture. This is a 15-year-old girl.
Okay.
People are losing their shit over this little black shirt, this little black piece that was added in to conform with the outfit that is in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Is this a localization issue? No, it is not. And I will tell you why. Thank you, Bounding in Comics, for providing that picture. The devs in Japan decided that they wanted to make additions to the outfit for Rebirth. They put it's like an 8-second memory where she's like, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. You see her for 2 seconds. They decided that they would bring Remake in line with what she is wearing in Rebirth. She's 15. I don't care. Suddenly though, this is what we're going to have in 4 years. Oh my God, you better be scared, because originally they were going to do this. We're going to do this and we're going to cover up her titties. You'll never see her in the swimsuit, yada, 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 yada. That's a lie. This is a lie. She does not look like this. There are multiple swimsuits. There are multiple ways you can earn different swimsuits. It's not locked behind some kind of localization bullshit. They lied. It's a fake.
It's a fake.
This game is absolutely blowing people away. It's fun. It's challenging. The card game gets annoying at times because you're like, I've got these badass cards. It's a totally different thing. But the game is badass. Absolutely love it. Going out riding chocobos, battles. The battle with the swamp snake is absolutely mesmerizing and badass. Everything you could imagine it would be. The game is fucking awesome right there. The game's fucking awesome.
That's one way.
Why would people be trying to take it down then? Because they don't like, and they want to stomp their feet when anything like this happens for whatever reason, even though this is what the developers in Japan wanted. It was their choice. It wasn't something Sony of America did or Square Enix of America did. They finalized the costume and they put it out there. And they brought Remake in line with what you were going to see in Rebirth. They didn't censor anything. God help me. I'm sick of this bullshit. Do you realize that trying to cancel this because, oh my God, in 4 years, they're going to cover up the swimsuits. Well, wait a minute. You just said the other day that they'd already done that. Well, now I'm saying it's 4 years. Now I'm saying it's 4 years. Marketing draws with $5. That outfit isn't even sexual. Plus, high schoolers would wear that too. Age of consent is much different between Japan and the U.S. The devs in Japan finalized the costume. It wasn't complete yet. They brought Remake in line with Rebirth. That's all they did. And everybody's going crazy. It's the exact opposite of what happened with Hogwarts. Oh my God, J.K. Rowling's such an evil person. Don't buy this game. Oh my God, this game's going to be full of blah, blah, blah because J.K. Rowling was involved. Oh my God, this is so terrible because J.K. owns the Wizarding World. It's the exact opposite. People are acting exactly the same way, except it's on the other side of the bench this time. God help me.
What a crazy world we live in. Also,
Jesus.
I'm sorry to call you out, Makani, but when you say the outfit isn't even sexual, yeah, well, you see, there you go. Some people are going to have a difference of opinion with you. That's just your opinion. Look at all the other ones out there saying it is too sexual. My God. You know, if it was really that big of a thing, Sony of America or Sony of wherever could have said, no, you guys got to change this before we publish this shit. We can't do it.
Oh, Mahogany, thank you so very much, brother, for that $5 super chat. You guys keep the fires burning bright. And speaking of fires, we're going to burn down the whole goddamn world today. Let's go!
Whew, that was toasty.
Mm-hmm.
Damn
right. Let's pack them in.
Damn right, man. Yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't matter anymore, guys. I mean, come on. It doesn't matter what you do, whether you bend your knee, you conform, you're going to piss off the ones out there that, you know, enjoy the source material. If you don't do any of that, you're going to piss off all the other ones that want things changed to come into their, you know, linear way of thinking. It's just like, God damn, I'm so.
This isn't another Mass Spec situation, but
No,
people are going to treat it like it's another Mass Spec. Oh, they covered up Miranda's ass. Oh, they covered up Tifa's. She's 15. How many times do I have to say that? She's 15. They want to cover up the tiddly bit so her cleavage isn't showing. That's fine. I don't care. She's 15. They didn't go, you know what? We're going to make Tifa flat in Rebirth. No. They didn't mess with the booblies. They didn't change any of that. My God. What do you want? What do you want? What are the people that are freaking out and flipping out about this? What do you want? What do you want? You know, you mentioned what's his name earlier, the guy who used to, you know, Catch a Predator guy.
Chris Hansen.
Chris Hansen. Thank you. What do you want? You want a Chris Hansen moment?
Mm-hmm.
In Final Fantasy VII?
Yeah. Do you want to meet? So let's clarify. Is it Tifa or is it Tifa?
I say Tifa.
All right,
they say Tifa, but I always said Tifa, so I'm going to call her Tifa.
But like, what do you want to do? Do you want to get lured in, you know, in the Final Fantasy realm, and you go down to like some weird little pub somewhere, and you see Tifa sitting there in a nice, you know, unassuming little garment that she's got on, just to sit down on a stool, and then Chris Hansen pops up from behind the bar and he says, "Hey, you with the big broad sword and the lightning crown, what are you doing here? What are you doing here?" No, Mock, I was just screwing with you, Mock. I was just kind of tying that into the whole difference of opinion thing, you know. Don't worry about it. I was not personally disagreeing with you. That was.
But is it censoring? That's okay. I'm not talking about Skullgirls. I'm talking about this, specifically this. You were seeing a scene in Remake. You were seeing a scene of something that takes place in Rebirth. So you're seeing a flash of a memory, right?
Right.
If they brought that in line with what she wears for the first 2.5 hours of the game, because this memory is the beginning of the game. So chapter 1 is going to Nibelheim, and meeting Tifa again for the first time. And you are with Tifa, and she is in that outfit the entire first chapter. You're with 15-year-old Tifa, and she's leading you through the mountains of Nibelheim. So if they were simply bringing the costume in line with what they have in Rebirth so that it all gels, is that censoring? I'm not talking about Skullgirls. I get the situation with Skullgirls. This is from the devs. It's not a localization thing. They're not saying, oh, well, in America, you can't have 15-year-old Tifa boobies. My God, that's not what has happened. They don't have that old outfit in Japan. They said, you know what? We decided that this is what we wanted to do with the outfit. In that chapter, first chapter you play, we're going to bring the vision that you have, the little memory that clips in. We're going to bring that in line with what you see in Rebirth. Is that censoring?
Personally, I mean, having never played any Final Fantasy whatsoever outside of like the first half of 13, to me, the way, and maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, this is just me, but the way you're explaining it sounds more just like continuity.
Yes.
So, I mean, realistically speaking, if you put, past events aside, if they're trying to change it up so you have at least a little bit of congruency throughout the first 2 hours of your gameplay, doesn't sound like a whole big deal to me. I mean, because realistically, if I were looking at the big picture, because let's be honest, Final Fantasy games, I do know one thing, they're fucking huge. They're long. They're sometimes really, really hard. So, I mean, if you're throwing that out there in the first 2 hours of gameplay just to kind of get it out of the way so you can move on and look forward to the next, 80 to 100 hours you're going to put into this thing?
Try more like 200.
200,
be around
okay.
200 hours.
Yeah. So, I mean, realistically,
if you want to do everything.
Yeah. So if you look at the bigger picture, there's got to be other things to worry about than what type of top Tifa is wearing.
And Shellback, I'm not arguing that. I'm not saying he's wrong. Okay, we're getting into this whole right thing, wrong thing. I'm not saying Machini's wrong about censoring. I'm not saying Machini's wrong about what high school girls wore in high school. What I'm saying is that in this instance, the developers weren't told you're going to have to do something about that. They were looking at what they were doing, and they decided, the developers in Japan decided, this is the finalized version of the outfit that she is going to wear in chapter 1. And they brought it in line with what you see in Remake.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Everybody's like, should you care about the boobies? Should you care about, it's censorship? It's an update that isn't localized, that isn't being brought by Square Enix America. It's not just in America, it's in Japan too. And I don't know if I want to throw this out there for the people who don't know this. I'll just say it. Not everything that you saw in the first chapter is correct. What do you mean by that, Loki? Tipper remembers it differently. Tipper remembers it differently. Tipper never saw Cloud. She never saw Cloud that she knows of. She's like, he wasn't there. He has this story about how he came home to Nibelheim and how he went to the reactor with Sephiroth, me and Sephiroth, and all these events happened. But he wasn't there. I did not see him there. So there's a whole bunch wrapped in that too, that it's like, oh my God, why are people, what is this thing where we're just going to focus on this one 15-year-old bitty bitties. That's all that's important, is focusing on this one bitty bitties. That's it. So, Prince Zhao, what's up, brother? How are you doing, Jay Zhao? Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is taking my breath away. Dude, when I walked out into that light from that escape tunnel and saw the world around me, I was like, holy shit, they did it. I felt like Ian Malcolm in Jurassic Park. They did it. Crazy Sunset Pictures actually did it. So,
yeah.
Just enjoy the game. Have we gone beyond just enjoying something?
Yes, we have. We went way well out and beyond that a number of years ago. You got to pinpoint and pick apart everything now. Everybody's got the right to be pissed off at something, it seems, you know.
I'm not arguing that.
Yeah.
I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying it's like making a mountain out of a molehill.
Yeah, exactly.
Making a mountain out of a molehill.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying.
And that's what they did with Hogwarts. I'm sorry. If you don't like that comparison, that's exactly what they did with Hogwarts. They get, oh my God, it's going to be this, it's going to be that. They're going to have this in it, all because JK's attached to it. Oh my God, da 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 da. And it's a great game. It's the best-selling game of 2023. This will be the best-selling game of 2024. Bitty, 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 bitty. Sorry, Buck.
Bitty, bitty, bitty. Yeah, but I mean, what I'm saying is, you know, it doesn't matter anymore because you can't please everybody, and everybody's always going to be pissed off about something. And you know, with a full price AAA game, you know, that you're paying your hard-earned money for, that was probably kind of expensive, like what, 80, 90, $100 this day and age. If you feel the need, holy shit, man. But I mean, if you feel the need to pick up,
I got the
Uber Ultra Deluxe kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I got the digital because yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, really, if you're going to fork over that much cash and then just be focused on picking apart and hating, you know, what's taking place within the first 2 hours of a 200+ hour thing you're going to try to sink your time into, you ought to reassess a few values you have in your life and, you know, kind of repurpose what your interests are. If I'm playing, like, dude, take it from me. I just passed the 3,000 hour mark in Skyrim. I'm pathetic. I'm a loser, you know. But is it broken? Yeah. Is it cheesy? Are there plot holes? Absolutely. But if I'm willing to invest my time in it, I got to look at the bigger picture. And that goes with anything. It goes with an album, with a movie, with a trilogy, a franchise, a whole 50 years of material in Star Trek. For God's sakes, you got to look at the bigger picture. Quit focusing on the crap that just isn't going to matter by the time the next one comes out, the next movie, the next game, the next everything. Unless, again, to go back to the extremists out there, the ones that change things and stir the pot just for the sake of stirring it up.
And Prince Jay's out. This one's just for you, brother. Skull!
And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brother.
All right, let's get to Sweet Baby. Go Sweet Baby. Woo-wee! So if you watched Machini's stream yesterday, it has gone off the chain, 120K followers on Steam. What exactly are you talking about, Loki? I'm gonna pull up the let's see if I can pull it up here. I will pull up the page. Yeah.
This is on your device right now.
I'll pull up the page. Where the it's in the okay, hold on. All right.
Here we go.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta.
There's our little bit of awkward silence of the morning. No morning show is complete without it.
Where am I? I'm trying to.
Brandon, the anime guy with the $5 super chat. In my opinion, had the last 8 years not happened, it probably would have not made any splash. Is that supposed to say splash with Final Fantasy VII? To me, is the bigger problem. And yes, SBI equals evil. Skull. Yep. Sorry, I butchered the hell out of that. It was hard to read when the chat's constantly kind of pushing it up there, but you know. Thank you, Brandon.
All right. So it doesn't show 120,000. Which is weird.
Could those numbers have been fabricated?
I don't know. Let me see if I can
or maybe not updated.
see. I gotta remove that and then add.
So, guys, how's the weather out there? Yeah. Springtime is happening. It's coming. Here we go. Here we go.
So for me, it shows 47,000 members. So it's got a tracker for all the games, every game that has to do with this. And yes, they completely ruined Assassin's Creed Valhalla for me. A lot of the writing in that is shit. So
there's a lot of not recommended on there. Holy
Gotham
crap.
Knights is an absolute horrible game.
Wow. Well, we already knew that one. Jesus. The weather sucks. Is that right, Shellback? What's your favorite? You looking at the cold or the springtime, summertime, or you a fall baby? I don't know.
And of course, the latest release.
Oh God, we're not going there. We're not going there. No.
Proof on their website. Proof on their website. All this goes over exactly where you can find the information, because some of this is hidden. Some of this they're not. They didn't just come out and be like, "Oh my God, it's us. We did it."
I'm back. Good God. Sorry. No, Dave G Sound. I do not know what the Brotherhood of Nod is.
Oh, the Brotherhood of Nod's from Command and Conquer.
Oh, good God, y'all. No.
Brandon Anime Guy says, in my opinion, had the last 8 years not happened, probably would not have made any splash with Final Fantasy VII. That to me is the bigger problem. And yes, Sweet Baby Inc., Evil, Skull to you, brother. I don't have the any of the old schools. I don't. But let me see how far back we can go. I can give you the OG dollar, brother.
OG dollars, my God.
OG dollar. That's a dollar bill, boy. Take your hat off. I do have one other one, though. So how about this? Just for you, brother. Here we go. Skull! About as old as it gets.
Yep, that's about as many hits as you can show in that thing too.
God help me.
Oh my goodness. Summer's your favorite season. Oh God. See, I'm in disagreement there. I enjoy the summer, but summers here they're often way too humid, so I kind of hide inside with the air conditioning. I'm more of a fall winter kind of guy. I was a winter baby, so I mean, take it for what it is. Springtime's all right, but as soon as that heat starts to kick in, I'm out. So by the looks of things here, with all the not recommended I'm seeing, Sweet Baby Inc. kind of sucks.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God. And what do you think the average price of their friggin' games are? What, $60 to $80 here?
Yeah, some of them are older, so obviously they're not as much. Sable, I will not be buying or playing. This is from one of the actual, this is straight up them controlling a project. So no, not gonna have anything.
Well, kind of happy to say I've never played a single one of those titles.
I have no idea what Battle Shapers is. Never heard of it. Don't
Looks
want
like
anything to do with it.
Looks like a what? FPS to me? Something like that?
Usual June with Miles Morales' girlfriend.
Oh, nice.
They are involved with PlayStation as well, because they're responsible for the mess that was Spider-Man 2, which I've never seen a more divisive fan base of, oh my God, the gameplay's like top notch, out of this world, but the story absolutely sucks. You've got Commando, G.I. Jane, Mary Jane, Commando, G.I. Mary Jane, G.I. Mary Jane. How about that? G.I. Mary Jane.
We'll go with that.
It's Mom Karen Mary Jane with a taser gun that's like, I was trained by Sable to be an ultimate badass. I can take out an entire group of hunters in one fell swoop. I'm a stealth.
Wow.
I'm a
I am the ultimate badass.
Oh, God, dude.
Great. Well, you lost me at GI Mary Sue Jane. I was thinking, oh, great, another one of those. That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Wow.
Mary Sue Jane. Yeah, GI
Yep.
Mary Sue Jane. That's what we got.
The price of new games are ridiculous, in my humble opinion. I totally agree with you, but man, that's the world we live in. When it costs them millions and millions to put these things into production, that's just literally the price we have to pay for it. The price to pay and the price to play, and that's the sad truth. And there's
Have you seen the website?
I've seen several websites.
The Sweet Baby Inc.
Good
website.
God, no.
Okay. Well, you're about to.
I mean, having no interest in any of their franchises, I've kind of had no interest of, seeing what they're up to. Narrative Development and Consultation Studio based in Montreal. Good God, another one? Practice, France? No offense to people who live in Montreal. I know some, they're very nice people, but damn.
Our mission is to tell better, more empathic stories while diversifying and enriching the video games industry.
Empathic?
We aim to make games more engaging, more fun, more meaningful, and more inclusive for everyone.
And in the process, to be more inclusive to everyone, you've driven thousands and thousands and thousands of people away. How do you feel about that? Good work.
We believe you need diverse voices to solve diverse problems. Sweet Baby Inc. provides narrative consultation at any stage of development, boasting a talented team with vetted industry experience to best bring your story to life, whether it's writing, narrative, representation, or development. New and marginalized talent can change the industry if given the proper support. We want to provide this through our outreach programs. Show me more. Oh, we sunk Alan Wake 2. You want to know why this game sucked so much dick and didn't?
No offense.
Because this isn't the main character anymore. This tiny little FBI female agent is.
I was just going to say, and I know I'm going to piss people off, but I just have to point this out because we all know what they're doing. They're checking the diversity boxes. So we see little Jake Gyllenhaal, Alan Wake up there. I'm sorry, that's what he looks like. But I'm thinking, right beneath that is your diversity hire. Who's a female of color FBI agent. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but this is exactly what I'm talking about. When you stir around the elements just for the sake of stirring around the elements, just to check all your boxes. Is there anything wrong with that? No. But when you make a point to pin your premises and your ideology onto everybody else, that's when it kind of becomes a problem.
Sable. Writing and character voices, character arc, voice, and sensitivity reading.
Sensitivity reading?
Yeah. What's sensitivity reading, Loki? Sensitivity reading is where they take your script, your ideas, your characters, and they completely change them because they don't agree with them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what they do is they have, you know what we really need, guys? We need a trans Asian. We need a trans Asian to read over the script so that they can find things that they need to insert their identity into in this game. And that's what they provide. That's what, at least what they're saying they provide.
Well, I mean, that probably falls in line with their constant consultation services. It's like, hey, somebody wrote this paragraph for us to read during overdubbing. Do you want to take a look at that? No, this isn't going to do. Scratch that off. This guy needs to be changed to this person. That needs to be switched. And we need to hire somebody else to do this because we haven't checked all the boxes yet. Guys, they're just checking boxes to check boxes. Come on.
Yes, they're just checking boxes to check boxes. Video games are inexpensive or expensive. Stop buying AAA from companies that hate you. AA and indie studios don't overcharge, are innovative, and run discounts. So that's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact, Jack.
And there's a lot of them out there.
If the company hates you, why are you going to buy from that company? If they tell you, you know what, if you're not Democrat, don't buy my game. Guess what? You've lost me. I'm gone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to buy your game. I'm not going to buy any more of your games. When I walk away from something, I walk. It is very, very difficult to get me to come back. You could be on your knees begging, offering me the greatest BJ the world's ever known. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think so.
No, it's just not going to happen. When we're done, we're done. Simple as that.
Okay. So thank you, Mr. Tickle Trunk, so very much. Thank you, Machini. You guys keep the fires burning bright here on Valhalla. And this one is just for you, gentlemen. We're going to send out the Spartans this morning. Skull!
Spartans! What is your profession?
Machini draws with $10 super chat. The count for industry layoffs is now up to 20,000 between last year and now. There are talks of upcoming crash. Yes, there are. Multiple factors are the reason behind this, not just Sweet Baby Incs. Of the world. No, they've mismanaged their properties. They have not focused on what can make them money and instead focused on things that don't make them money. That's the problem. This does not make you money. Okay, I want to tell you exactly what this company does. This company is here to, quote, provide support, unquote, while you are developing your game. Okay, that is what their mission statement says. We're here to lend a hand. If you need help programming something that we've offered to do, we'll pay us and we'll help you. No crunch, guys. I want to focus on this really quick because this was the downfall. Okay, this is when all this started. Crunch is bad, and you should just hire more people and have more diversity to handle crunch. What is crunch? Okay, why am I seeing this? This game was made with love without crunch. Crunch is when you go, guys, we've got to get the game finished here. It has to be good. Get your asses in gear and let's finish this game. I don't care if we have to work 12 hours a day. I don't care if we have to work 16 hours a day. That is crunch. That is your crunch time. That is when a studio says it's got to get done and it's got to get done now. Get it freaking done. Well, there was a huge expose about, oh my God, they're working them 12 to 16 hours a week. Bitches, I worked at a prison for a year, 12 to 16 hours a week. Almost every day.
12 to 16 hours a week.
Well, every day.
Every day. Yeah.
Every day. I got 80 hours every week.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing double times.
Yep.
How do you, or more? Sometimes I got more than that. How do you fix that? Oh, you just hire a whole bunch of more people.
Yeah.
You just hire a whole bunch more people. And then you've got what? Purple-haired Landwell is your backup while you're working in a prison? Yeah, that's going to work out really well.
I mean, God, I mean, you got studios, that could have anywhere from 200 to 300 employees now. So, I mean, if you bring in the outside help, not only, I mean, unless they are completely of like mind, they're going to have to get up to speed on what's been going on, how you have to do things and why you have to do it. But man, and I know crunch sucks. Everybody knows that little bit of pressure just kind of sucks. But I mean, they had to have, well, agree and disagree. Sometimes, because there were a lot of reports coming out where the people weren't even paid for it, but sometimes that's just what you sign up for. But a lot of times, maybe I'm just too old school and stuck in my ways. But whether it went for a job, something you're working on yourself, or a big AAA production like this, that little bit of crunch, that little bit of daily pressure forced a lot more people to think outside the box and have their friggin' tunnel vision to get this shit done. That is kind of what helped your creative spark along the way. And then by the time the game's done, everybody would tell you, oh, it was all worth it. This game is fantastic. We did a great job. It works perfectly. That's awesome. But no, it's a bad thing now. No crunch. Pressure-free environments. So therefore, it doesn't matter. Just relax. Do things at your own pace. It'll come out when it comes out.
And Henry, I'm not talking about the way MJ looked. I'm talking about what they did with the character. I didn't even go into what she looked like. Yeah, she looked like a Karen. But I'm not even going into that. I'm talking about the character, what the character was. And that was not MJ. MJ is not Super Commando that trained with Sable for years. And no. And she says that at the very beginning of the game. I just got back from training with Sable and I'm an ultimate badass. And you're like,
sure you are.
Okay. Okay. First you want to make her proud, reporter, daring lady. Some of the worst parts of the original Spider-Man game are when you get stuck with playing MJ in the first one, and all they did was ignore what everybody had to say about that and double down.
Mm-hmm.
And it's worse for it. It's so bad that I haven't gone back and replayed it. I haven't gone back and done the game plus. I haven't gone back and played it again. Whereas the first one, I played that sumbitch all the time. This, I'm just like, yeah, I'm not going to get it when it comes out on PC. I'm not worried about it coming out on PC because I don't want it. I'm past caring. Mm-hmm. Why? There's some badass shit in the game. Oh, there is. There's some badass shit in too. But you know what? It's weighed down to the point of all the other shit that's in there.
Mm-hmm.
An anime guy with $5 super chat. Thank you so much, guys. You guys are kicking ass this morning. Thank you. You are raising the fires of Valhalla this morning. Thank you. It takes two to tango. Developers, companies want this either because of who they are or from institutional pressure. It's pressure. And it all stemmed from crunch. You had the entire media go after them about crunch, about driving their employees to near insanity because of crunch. SPI is just a part of a larger buck. And also because of the antics of some of the devs over at Blizzard and some other guys that did some questionable shit. And you know what? I'm all for guys being guys. That I will never ever argue that. Guys should be guys. Period. However, when you call a hotel room the Cosby Suite because of what you're doing in that suite, there's a point too far. This is the Blizzard devs talking about. There's a step too far where I'm like, you know what? Y'all just asked for that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, when you make a point to go out of your way to make references to something that everybody already knows about, everything's got, it's a bad look all around for all the wrong reasons. I mean, you can joke and make fun of whatever the hell you want, but when you make a point of practicing said things that went on just because you had your own little special room to go out there and do these things just so you could get your taint tickled by, stroking yourself or whatever, we're probably going to get demonetized for all of that. I'm sorry, but goddamn, I mean, how stupid do you have to be in reality? Come on. We're better than this. Oh, wait, no, apparently we're not.
And Ricky puts out a really good point. Just look at the success of Helldivers 2. AA take care of its fan base. 100-man team. Brilliant game. Game is bridging the whole gaming community, not woke and printing money.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you something. A little company called Squaresoft took a chance on a game called Final Fantasy. And that was going to be their last game. They were going out of business. And it made them enough money that they were able to continue to operate. They had to sell some stuff, but they were able to continue to operate and make more content. And because of that, we've got how many freaking Final Fantasy games now?
Yeah.
These were all little studios. If you look at the Mass Effect team, the original Mass Effect team, it was what, a dozen guys in a little office in Canada?
Yeah.
A little rented office in Canada.
Yep. Two of them. You had the Montreal
BioWare.
team. Yeah, you had the BioWare Montreal and BioWare Edmonton. Both of them worked on Mass Effect and Dragon Age, you know. But you know, that's the thing, that the whole aura of BioWare magic. Everybody heard that term before. You know, BioWare magic was all about sometimes you just gotta hunker down and crunch your way through it, and everything worked out because of it. Granted, that said, none of those people are there anymore, so the BioWare magic is not there. But you see what I'm saying? It was all about having a passion for what they were doing. And it wasn't just them. There are other ones out there that are clearly proving the fact that they can have a license to print money when they go in there and they hunker down and they do what their hearts are set on doing. When they're not
everything's on the line.
Yeah. And they're not going to cater to one way of thinking or the other. They're going to do the passion project that they want to do, and they're going to see it through to completion on their terms, on their time. And if they got to crunch a little bit, they will. And the evidence speaks for itself. You do all that, you get a license to print money.
But is that when the problem starts, is when you get the license to print money?
Well, I mean, there's ways to go about doing that correctly, you know, because once you get that reputation of we can do no wrong, that's when you have to start being careful. That's why you gotta keep your mindset of being who you are. That's exactly why BioWare fell apart. They were so big and they got that reputation where they could do no wrong. And then this person left. That's okay, guys. Just bring in more people. We'll keep that BioWare magic going. What happened? It all fell apart.
It all fell apart.
Mags! And that list is one of many. Good morning, Mags. Yeah.
I've got a couple. I'm going to send Mags. I'm going to send you a couple of pictures of the tarot cards we got, because we got a lot of them. And you just pick the one you want. And I've got a hard, it's like a hard card pack. You can just put it in there and I'll mail it to you. So you just pick whatever one you want. I'll try and get it to you sometime, maybe tomorrow. I don't know. I'm taking pictures of it yet. I've been working on my eBay stuff lately. So,
Nintendo is an example of continuing to mostly do it right. I agree. Has Nintendo done wrong before? Hell yeah. They've done wrong a lot. But they're passion project people. You know, the problems there arise when you start to outsource it to other developers, but you know, they're usually pretty stingy when they do things like that. But it's not just them, it's all across the board. It's out there everywhere. Passion projects they're a wonderful thing because we don't get them very often, especially from AAA, you know, productions.
Mags, she says, this is why the older games still are light years better than modern games. Realism in gaming is nothing but reality in gaming. Boring. I went back and played through Final Fantasy IV Complete on PSP recently. It just took me a couple of days. And that's a long ass game. You know, that is a long ass game. And it just a couple of days because I was just
you were just going at it.
I love it.
You get encompassed in everything. But I mean, you know, you look at all the older stuff back then. You look at the way, you know, people recorded albums, people recorded films back when they, you know, made films. They weren't making movies. They weren't getting films made. They were making films. They were making games. How many people have come and gone, in years gone by. How many people worked on Final Fantasy as a franchise alone? How many of those games do you think those employees crunched down to get that shit done back in the
And
day?
Nobu being, I think, the top contributor because of the music. He worked solo for years. It was just him. And, now, yes, he came back to help with 7, but he didn't do it alone. He had a team of people working with him because he can't, he is so old and coming to that. I'm going to lose my shit when Nobu goes on his next journey because of what he contributed to the world with this music. But for a long time, it was just him, and it was digital synth, little 8-bit sounds and 16-bit sounds.
Yeah.
And
guy had to compose all that and then say, okay, how can we translate this to work on this platform? How's that going to work? Oh, I got to figure this shit out. But those were craftsmen. They were craftsmen, and they had passion for what they were doing. They worked with their hands. God damn it!
I'm so lucky that I got to see him in concert. I'm so freaking lucky that I got to see him in concert. So thank you, Mags. We're going to send you some toxic femininity this morning. Skull! Mr. Tickle Trump with the $2 Canadian super chat. Indie studios continue to gobble up the market share. Yes, and they are buying more and more of them to get rid of them. I don't know if you've noticed this or not, but Microsoft, PlayStation, they're all gobbling up these indie studios left and right because it takes them out, and then they own the IP, and they can go, well, we're gonna make the next game bigger, and we're gonna have a bigger team, and we're gonna do this. And then when it fails, all those people are fired.
Yeah.
And the original company, guess what's gonna happen to Bungie, ladies and gentlemen? Bungie is going to be absorbed into Sony, and Bungie is no longer going to exist. That is what is going to happen. One of the greatest game studios of all time is so on its knees now that it's going to get absorbed into Sony and just be Sony. Bungie, and
we've seen it happen before. Even not even indie development teams and stuff like that. We saw Microsoft buy out Bethesda. We saw EA buy out and absorb BioWare. That could have a lot to do with how the mighty fell back then. But I mean, that's just an example. The bigger get bigger, and Pac-Man's just gonna eat the shit out of everything.
So, and it really sucks. It really sucks that Bungie did not want to be a part of this Microsoft thing. And as soon as they caught wind of what was going on, they were like, we want to leave and we want to buy ourselves out from Blizzard and Activision. And they did. And then they entered into a deal with Sony. And that makes you wonder, why would they not want to go back home? What was so bad about going back home that they were like, we ain't ever going back to Microsoft.
Not going to do it. No.
Not going to do it. Magitech Mags with $5 super chat. Indies are really showing how strong they are right now. The legacy developers have competition because indies are servicing their audience. And the more they do, the more they're going to get gobbled up. Because that's what we need. We need something. And I absolutely agree with that, Brandon. We need something that is, no, I'm not going to let you buy me out, and I'm not going to let you take me over, and I'm going to keep myself private. And it has to be huge.
Yeah.
It has to be huge where everybody's competing to have their shit on their platform. But it's independent from Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo.
Yeah. But you got to make money. It costs us so much to put these things out there and we don't make a big enough profit. Well, shit, I guess we're going to have to sell out. But there's a term that's so overused here. You sold out. You sold out. Well, what is a sellout? A person who goes against their own personal beliefs and convictions for the purposes of financial gain.
Yes.
I hear so many people throw that term around. It's like, well, you know, if they're looking for the dough to help support their projects, I don't really call that selling out. But there are some who have done it because they just refuse to say, no, we want to keep doing this our way. If it's a struggle, it's going to be a struggle, but we need to keep making the projects we want to make. And then there are the other ones that cave in to the almighty dollar.
It's true.
We've seen it happen, and it'll keep happening.
And guys, Machini's stream is starting up right now. He was gracious enough to let us go a little longer. We're going to send everybody over to him. You guys are absolutely great. Thank you so very much for this morning, for hanging out with us, for being a part of this. You guys all keep the fires of Valhalla burning bright. Please share this out. Let people know what's going on. Miss my super chat that ended in a thumbs down emoji. Really? Hold on. I did with the thumbs down.
I'm sorry. I didn't see that either.
Gobble up the market share? Oh, no. I've contacted. No, I read that. I did. Clout jobs. Working for corporate studios is hell on earth. Yeah. Yeah, I did. But yeah, Mr. Tickle Trunk with the $5 Canadian super chat. I've contacts in studios like Ubisoft. Will never apply because I don't chase clout jobs. Maybe I just read it and I didn't like read it out loud. I don't know, but I remember the first part. Working for corporate studios is hell on earth. I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree. Never sell out, never surrender. That's right.
Damn. Thanks a dig. Love you, buddy.
Absolutely correct. Thank you so much.
You ever send me a manuscript to proofread, I promise I won't change anything to check off diversity boxes or any of kind of bullshit like that.
You're good, brother. I might have read it and not read it. That's very, very possible.
We're still getting used to the camera thing here. So there's a lot going on.
When the gaming industry switch over to microtransaction pay to win models versus other models like pay per month, gaming suffered as a whole. A lot of it. We'll get into that. We're going to get into more of this next week. Guys, go and watch Machini. He's in the morning block. He's coming. He's already started. Thank you, Machini, for waiting a little bit for us to finish up. You all keep kicking ass, taking names. We will be back tomorrow. I might be back tonight. I don't know. I haven't talked to Daryl. So we might be back tonight over on Daryl's channel, over on the BackTube, talking about the Dark Tower. But we'll definitely be back tomorrow for Taco Tuesday. And I've got a long day tomorrow. So it's going to be fun. Guys, take care. Be excellent to each other. Always speak friend honor. And we'll see you on the next Morning of Mischief. Have a great Monday, everybody.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.